Welcome to another Grievance Newscast. It is Sunday. It is beautiful.
Welcome to the Mog House!
And welcome to Wave Clear, your MOBA newscast. I'm Setzuko.
Welcome to another episode of Debuff the Star Citizen Report.
Welcome to the second exciting episode of Azeroth Almanac. I am your host, Aggie, along with all my other fellow hosts.
Hello all, and welcome to another episode of Geekside News. I hope everybody is having a great holiday weekend. This is July 3rd, 2016. With us tonight, we have our wonderful guest, artist Sarah Lynn.
Hi, everyone!
And as with us, as usual, we've got Shiv, we've got Zosian, and we've got Vanquish, apparently about to get taken by the Empire.
Got like a couple of troopers back here going on strike for something, you know.
You got Darth Vader back there, so I think they're about to, you know.
I can't get over the sign that says, "Dude, she's your sister." I just can't get over that.
Clone more chicks.
I think they're referring to Leia, but
you never know. But you know, seriously, it was the sister, so you kind of.
Yeah. So anyway.
Yeah, I apologize. My video doesn't look the same as usual. I'm actually doing this from vacation, and if I disappear, these guys will just keep going, and I'll show back up in a few minutes.
Yeah, he's in the all-girls room now, so...
Yes, I've got the lovely pink behind me.
It's an adorable bedroom you got there, Wendell.
Oh, so cute.
It's not the truth. I'm not on vacation anymore. I moved into an 11-year-old girl's room. I just think it's a great place to be.
all right. I'm cutting out of the stream before the FBI shows up now.
Oh shit! Cover my screen. I'm in a 24-year-old girl's room.
All right. Anyway, so if you haven't noticed by our wonderful artist on deck here today, we're going to be doing a episode about art and how it affects everything that we're doing right now, the technologies behind it, the geekiness to it, and of course Sarah's art, which is absolutely wonderful.
Thank you.
And of course, anybody in the chat room is more than welcome to ask any questions. We'll do what we can to answer them. So where do we want to start, guys?
Tools. What kind of tool? Like, I know you do digital stuff.
Well, I get a hammer, and then... No, I'm just kidding.
Chink, 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 chink.
I just think it's funny when people say tools, because I know when it comes to art, there's a wide range of different things that artists can use. And as technology grows, it gets more and more in-depth, you know, with the different devices possible for making artwork. I myself, I have a simple Wacom tablet. I have all my traditional mediums, canvases, paint, things like that. But recently I have become super, like, stoked about the possibility with the introduction of virtual reality, you know, things like the Oculus Rift and stuff like that, and the handheld, you know, remotes that come with it. People have been showing me videos of like this program where you go in and inside virtual reality you're painting all these crazy pictures in 3D, and that is absolutely freaking stunning. Like, I would so love to get into that.
Sounds really
Those videos look really cool. So
Yeah.
all right, say you do something like that in 3D.
Shoot it to a 3D printer and you got an entire landscape all over the place, you know?
Oh wow.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Absolutely
That sounds really
wild.
That really, I mean, I gotta imagine that's gotta take a whole new step towards sculpture and everything like that, because you don't have to. You can actually get it, quote, perfect now, if you will. You don't, you know. I'm guessing, I'm not an artist here, but I'm guessing as somebody does sculpture, and especially if you're doing sculpture in stone and stuff like that, it is so easy to accidentally hit too many times and take out a chunk of stone or whatever.
Oh yeah. Well, see, it's kind of similar to when you're drawing paper and pen versus Photoshop, you know, because I do a lot of my illustration work in Photoshop, like a lot of digital artists do, as well as various other programs. But when I'm drawing with paper and pencil, if I erase something, there's still kind of a little bit of an image that isn't quite fully erased, you know, things like that. There's always going to be imperfections with traditional art, and that's some of the best things about traditional arts is the imperfections, because it's like you can have an amazing piece, but somewhere in it that artist knows there's an imperfection, and that's what makes it so valuable to have traditional art. But with Photoshop, if I mess something up, it's just, Control Z, I'm done. It's out, I don't have to ever worry about it again. It's gone, and I can restart fresh real fast. And so that's why digital artists make so much money, is because we're able to turn artwork out like it's nothing. Back in the day, you spent a month on one single painting. Now you can pretty much get it done in a day or two, So it's really helped artists not only to become more creative and learn more, but, everyone gets art a lot faster, so it helps everyone out.
Well, one thing you mentioned about the imperfections is also allows them to change. I read a couple webcomics and another art medium, but one of the artists or one of the people that I read put some dialogue in there that really got people mad. And the next day he changed it, and it was just like completely different. It was like a quick change. It was like if you drew it by hand, you wouldn't be able to do it like that.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Like, let's say a big company like, I don't know, Walmart or whatever makes an advertisement, and people are like, whoa, that says the wrong message, that's so wrong, it's too racist or whatever. Within a matter of seconds, they can have that advertisement pulled and replaced with something brand new in a matter of nothing, just because of the convenience of technology when it comes to art. A lot of people take stuff for granted.
Yeah.
Like I saw a cartoon the other day about an artist, and it's like, here, I got this done in 10 minutes for you. Like, yes. Why do I pay you so much to get it done in 10 minutes? Like, because I had to go to school for
10 years to learn how to do it in 10 minutes. Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Oh yeah, I shared it to your Facebook page. I remember now.
Yep. No, I remember that. Oh man, it's so true though. It's so true. Like, I get that question a lot, and it's like I do my pay pretty fairly. I do it as if I'm getting paid a certain amount per hour, and I don't ever go over what I think would be unfair. You know what I mean? So it's like when people come up to me and say, "Man, why do I have to pay that much when it only took you about 2-3 hours to make that?" It's like, well, I got my degree for 4 years, and I'm having to pay that back. So
No, wouldn't the better response be like, okay, you do it in 3 hours.
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Pretty much.
And have it look half as good.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Well, y'all, another technology out there is called the scribble pen. I don't know if y'all heard about this or not, where you actually put the pen right up against a color that you want to do.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I have.
And there's two versions of it, and it actually produces the ink to the exact color you need, or even has the digital version where it could put it right on screen for you and stuff like that.
Right. Yeah. No, it's super cool. I would love to have some technology like that, because it's so convenient when a customer has a specific color. Because like Walmart's brand of blue is a specific color blue. Target's brand of red is a specific red. Each company has their own brand color, so that would help to be able to pull and grab from various sources to make sure that you've got the exact colors you need.
Well, it is out now, and I think the digital version is only $109, so you may want to look into that.
Oh, if I have a degree,
So Zoe, you can buy us all one and have it shipped to us?
Yeah, so we're getting Christmas presents from Zoe is what I heard.
All right.
No.
I'm looking forward to it. I'll be checking my mail in about a week.
Okay, so we'll do a trade. I buy the scribble pen, you do a commission for me. There we go.
Now, speaking of pens, while we're on, I'm sure we'll get to the iPads and touchpads and stuff like that in here in a minute. What about the, especially for those that do 3D art, 3D sculptures and stuff like that? They got the pens now that you can even do like 3D printing pens. You can straight lines and just stuff that pops off the screen. I mean, they got that stuff now too.
Yeah. It makes me think of like a glue gun, the way you force a product through and you're able to mold it however you want. It's that same kind of concept, except it's more refined for 3D printing, and it's pretty cool to have it in a handheld version, because it does take a little bit of finagling from what it looks like, where you have to know where your boundaries are to build the little object, but it does look pretty cool.
Like my hands are too shaky for that. It would just be. What are you trying to make? I don't know.
3D scribble.
Now, also go ahead, Mendel.
No, go ahead.
I was going to ask, how about these? You were telling me about different types of printers also can help in So you may know more about that than I do. So use like the metallic printers. There's 5 different types of printers are out there.
Yeah, there's tons of different kinds of printing, and print quality, usually is going to make or break a design, how it sells. If I were to sit here and make a comic book, and I wanted to mass produce it, I could either go really, really cheap, get really flimsy paper that tears easily, doesn't last as long, and have really cruddy product out on the shelf that people are going to kind of be like, the drawings are good, but I don't really want this product because it's going to break real fast. Or I can go the slightly more expensive route, get really good quality stuff, and have higher turnover. So you got to kind of pick and choose your battles when it comes to printing, really.
Right.
Usually, for any aspiring artist, start off cheap, sure, just to see what your work looks like when it's printed. But when it comes to actual quality to give to a client, always aim for higher. You always want to get as good a quality as possible, even if it means waiting a little longer before you can actually get the print out.
Do you have a favorite that you like to use? I mean, every artist has their favorite kind of tools and printing and paper and all that good stuff. Just curious, since we're talking about all these things.
Sure.
What's your favorites?
That's like asking to pick a favorite child, because I have.
Yes.
I have pros and cons for everything. I love my traditional work, hands down. When I can sit down in front of a canvas, no matter how long it takes. And I mean, this print right here came from an actual painting that I literally took 3 months to paint. So when you have something like that, I am my greatest printer.
Nice.
That makes sense. But no, I do love digital work. For the convenience of how fast it is and how crisp the colors can come out. And I really love the form of metallic big scan printing. Metallics just look lovely when it comes to photo quality. If I have colors that I really want to be displayed well, metallic printing looks really good. But everyone has to stop, so change.
The video bobbing. Just walk in the frame, walk out of the frame.
And this is why I don't have kids. No, I'm kidding.
Oh, you sure heard one time when there was arguing over a video game.
Perfect.
Yeah.
We need you to settle this for us.
Apparently, I chose the wrong room. So I went to the room and which room is not going to have people coming in and out of it? Apparently, I should have gone to the boys' room, not the girls' room. I figured the boys went in and out, but no, I'm an idiot, because they would have gone from the food to the game console. I'm stupid. So, sorry about that. Now to get back on track. Now, have there been any new printer? Obviously, we can talk day and night about 3D printers and how they're affecting the art world. Have there been any other kind of printer upgrades? Because we've been sitting with laser jets and inkjets for forever. Have there been any advances in that area that I haven't seen pop up? Especially from an art standpoint?
That's the funny part. Is it's gonna sound bad. I really don't know a whole lot about the updated versions of printing, because that's more of a graphic design scale. They're the ones where they take designs and artwork and stuff like that, and they formulate how to get it to look best in a print. I just make the artwork, if that makes sense. I have my own personal, usages for printing and everything like that. But as far as updates and stuff like that, 3D printing is the newest update that I know of for the most part. So. Other than regular lasers or inkjets and stuff, I'm kind of clueless. That's my one weakness.
Okay, let's get back to the touchpads and stuff like that is out there then. Because Wendell, you mentioned it earlier, so.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Wendell.
Yeah, the touchpads. Well, I mean, have you had a chance to actually work with the 12-inch iPads at all? At least even going through it and trying out
I have tried out the iPencil. I actually tested that out in the Apple Store. It was freaking phenomenal. I was quite impressed with it, actually. I'm such a traditional bamboo Wacom tablet user. I kind of want to upgrade to a Cintiq eventually. But as far as the way the iPad's functionality was, I was kind of swayed with it. It had really good touch touch sensibility, and that's super important for getting fine details and things like that, to have really high censorship. So they did a really good job.
I hear good things about the new Surface too, Microsoft Surface, that it's getting up there too with
it's kind of like the competitor for the new iPad.
Right. Yeah, the newer versions. The old ones are crap.
Yeah, I'll have to agree with there, Shiv, because the older Surfaces I haven't. Any Surface is non-pro. Waste of time.
Well, they're stripped down. It's,
right.
You get what you pay for.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, my dad had one of those, and he took it back less than a week. And now I have to somehow explain iPad to him. Sorry.
You would think it's easier, but, I don't know.
I'm like, Dad, I know Android. I don't know Apple stuff. I'm sorry.
All right. Now, out of curiosity, has your opinion may be different, especially since you are more of a digital artist than anything else. But from a standpoint, do you think all the newest technologies and the advances, like the ability with versus the Photoshop versus pen and paper, where you're easily able to just start over because I screwed up. Do you think this is negatively affecting art in any way? Is it really taking the humanity, the humanity, the physical, the real out of it?
Yes and no. That's a really tricky question. I was raised with teachers, in art college, where when you're heavily influenced by the traditional, it makes your digital better. So I was raised first using traditional mediums. I learned how to make mistakes and, fix my mistakes and go on from that. But there are some younger artists out there who are just starting off digital, They may sketch every now and then, but they go right into Photoshop and they do all their work there, And so, yes, it can kind of in a way be detrimental, but there's so many pros to it because of its convenience that it's kind of hard to ever say that it's a bad thing. I feel like people are more prone to trying to be perfectionistic when they go into just straight into Photoshop to work on art. I feel like it's always good to have that grasp of taking a piece of paper and sketching out a whole bunch of ideas first, then maybe applying the Photoshop after you've come up with your main ideas first, For the most part, as long as you keep real to what it is that you're creating, and as long as you're comfortable with it, there really isn't too many of a con to digital artwork, A lot of people tend to think that it does cut down on a person's creativity, but in reality, it just makes it quicker for them to develop their creativity. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah.
I remember you was telling about you just got a new software program that you used on the commission you did for me.
Yes.
Let's talk about that real quickly.
That program is called Mischief. It's a really, really cool program, and the really fun thing about it is it was fairly cheap, which is nice. It was only like maybe $20, $25 or something like that to get, which is handy. This particular program is a sketching program. It's not something to use, for like super, super high-end finished works, because a lot of times you need a wide brush variety to be able to make, really high-end textures and things like that. But this program is an infinite canvas, and that's what really drew me to it. So basically, I could draw something on the screen and then zoom way out and draw over here and draw over here and then zoom out even further and draw even more all around until I have this infinite universe of just drawings all over the place, So it can just go on forever if I wanted to. Mind you, my computer may not handle it going on forever, but it's an awesome program, and I highly recommend it. Any young viewers out there who are artists who are trying to build themselves something for digital illustration, it's an awesome program to use.
All right. Now, what was it called again?
Mischief. Like you're getting into mischief, you're getting into trouble. Yeah, mischief.
No.
That I got it from.
Now, my question, here's the test of your nerdiness here. When you're done with it, do you always say mischief managed?
Oh my god. Oh, that hit me in the feels. Nope. Keep slithering all the way.
I had to ask because honestly, I'd be there like X mischief managed.
I pull out a magic wand and everything. I'm pretty sure I have one hiding around here somewhere.
Hey, Hey, you're using the I keep wanting to call it bamboo, but you're using the digital pen.
Stylus.
So yeah, exactly.
Stylus.
Managed.
Guardian of your saw.
God. It's Leviosa, not Leviosa.
Also, I saw you're also looking in on time lapsing when you are doing your regular artwork.
Yes.
So, what do you do? Are you just recording at regular speed and spinning it up? What are you doing?
There's two different ways that I do the time-lapse videos, and I run my own YouTube channel right now. I'm currently trying to get that built up. It's Sarah Lynn Art. Basically, what I will do is, if I'm doing traditional medium, I have a GoPro Hero 4 that I will have set up, and I'll get all the lighting set up and everything, and I'll put it on time-lapse, and I'll create the image or whatever it is that I'm working on. From scratch to finished product, I will basically show the entire process in this time lapse, and then I just speed it up to where 16 hours condenses into 2 minutes, and it's great.
Except when your computer blows up.
Yes, it's pretty fun.
How many times did your video?
Yeah,
How long did it do?
Oh, my last video? Yeah, no. The image that I show at the end of that vlog, basically, it was a 16-hour-long project, and I had it condensed down to 2 minutes, and it was pretty cool. It turned out pretty awesome. I was proud of it. But for my digital stuff, I'll just do a screen recording and then condense that down time-wise and speed it up. So it both come out with the same effect of showing from start to finish what my process is for creating an illustration would be.
But didn't you say your computer crashed several times?
Oh God, yes. I just have a simple little MacBook Pro laptop, and when you get that GoPro in there and you have 1080p with 30,000 images for one time lapse, oh yeah, my computer cried. It was a fun time.
Yeah, I'm familiar with that. I use a freeware program to put together some videos that I work on. Yeah, my computer just kind of doesn't like me
pull that
after a
external
while.
hard drive out and get it fixed up, so that way it takes a little bit of the burden off. But
yeah, I've got a pretty beefy computer, and just processing videos for us sometimes, it can just slam it to the ground.
Yeah, I'm actually hoping to get a nice PC set up by the mid of next year, so that way I can, have a lot of my brunt force editing on it rather than just on this little laptop that can barely handle itself.
There you go.
Yeah.
Well, I'm gonna say we know people, so we could probably hook you up with something that do a custom.
Hey.
We know people. We're gonna
so
fall off the back of the truck,
man.
Hey,
I can get you in contact with people.
Oh, you're not going to give me my computer? Darn. Shoot, I'm going to get out of here now.
You said there'd be presents.
I heard cake. Didn't somebody say something about cake?
Pancake?
I ate it all. Sorry, I ate it all. I ate all the pineapples. That sounds cake. Sorry.
I can't really tell what's in the background there. Is that a pinwheel? Oh, no, it's a star. Never mind.
Pancake.
Hey, I just want to say good job. Good job. I caught that one. I caught that word, so I'm good.
I was starting to think I was a little bit of the underdog here, but, I managed just fine.
All right.
People are thinking we're crazy.
Yeah, pretty much.
Why are they saying all these weird words? What's going on?
I think it's pretty normal if somebody has watched this many episodes and hasn't realized that we're all slightly off at this point. I think I don't know what to think about them, but
right.
Anyway, so let's go on to the next topic. I just want to cover one last thing in our first topic: the tools and the technology of artwork here, and that just happens to be that if you look up on Netflix, you can find the wonderful Bob, whose last name I can't remember right now, but it's Bob Little Trees.
Bob Ross, Afro and Happy Trees. Yep. He was my idol growing up.
I was going to ask you, we were talking about tools. Have you ever actually tried to paint like he does?
With a palette knife and things like that? Absolutely. Yes. A lot of, but it takes a lot of technique. It was definitely something that I developed after college. All throughout college, I kind of got the basics, and then I was able to build through my own practice. One of my biggest inspirations as a traditional artist is Da Vinci. He's pretty much everything that I go for as an artist, as far as the way his anatomy was, his structuring of how an image looks, the techniques from using like a dark canvas and going to a light base for the skin and stuff like that. All of it is astounding to me. And so I've studied his work thoroughly to be able to kind of imitate that sort of effect as an artist. But no, Bob Ross definitely has some skill. I used to watch.
Are you surprised at all that, the popularity, I guess, of the people bringing back his stuff and playing it on Twitch all the time, and just the reaction they're getting out of it?
Absolutely. I think it's because he kind of became a meme. And so because he became a meme, once you become meme famous, you're pretty much brought back to life. Like,
pretty much. Well, I used to watch him before he became a meme. I used to love watching him. It's like, he's painting with like the brushes he used to paint houses with. And wow.
Oh yeah, no, I work at a Lowe's, so I get all those paintbrushes all the time. That's what I use.
Nice.
Yeah.
Can I point out the irony of something that does anybody else get a little bit of a giggle when you think about when you find out the fact that you work in the paint department at Lowe's?
Oh boy, it's funny. I don't know. People think like, oh, you got an art degree, so you're working here? It's like, no, this just pays the bills so I can use my art degree. No, I like my job, even though it's just a part-time thing. It's just kind of, on the side, so that way I know I'm secure in doing all the crazy stuff. Because being an artist, that's one big thing, is a lot of people get this image of a starving artist. And it's not true. It really isn't. There is work out there. It's just a matter you have to push yourself to get out there and find it, So it's like people who become starving artists, quote unquote, they just haven't pushed outwards to find that source of, income. You have to basically become a door-to-door salesman and, pitch yourself to every person you see. When I'm at work at Lowe's or whatever, any customer that comes up, when they need a color match, I'll be like, oh yeah, I got my degree in this. I know how to color match. So,
expert.
When they hear I got a degree in it, that starts a conversation. Oh, what's your degree in? Oh, commercial illustration. Let me show you my website, and I'll pull it up right on my phone and I'll show it to them.
Heck yeah.
So you have to get that business out. That's how I met my printer for all my printing works, is through Lowe's. It was just such a random thing. And Lowe's is a really nice company. They're really handy. And I mean, like I said, I get discount in paint, so I mean, it kind of works.
Well, to be honest, I just had to say this before we continue. I had to thank Doctor Who to get me back into art and loving art again. Who here has not seen the episode Vincent and the Doctor?
That's an awesome episode. If you don't tear up at the end of that.
Oh, it was such a, that was like, I hadn't watched Doctor Who until like, I watched maybe the first couple seasons, and then when it started repeating itself, I kind of stopped. But someone sent me a clip of that, and I just broke down. Like, to picture
wow.
what I thought, seeing his work in a gallery and being told, how great his work was without knowing it was him that we're talking to, like, that was such a perfect scenario. Like, I couldn't pick.
You realize the guy's like, no, it can't be that guy. No.
Right, yeah, no, all the tears, all the ugly crying. It was definitely
okay. Oh yeah,
it was Tony Curran who does which is funny because he plays a bad guy in most of the stuff he does. So watching him do that was kind of cool.
Yeah, right.
And get Bill Nye to come in there and do that. That was awesome. As the art analyst or whatever his character was. Sorry.
Yeah.
Dr. Black he played. Okay. Sorry. Off topic. Sorry, guys. But
you're good for that.
We're all good.
Okay, back to topic 2 now. Huh?
Okay.
Yeah.
No, I just saw something that confused me, so we're good.
Okay. Topic 2, we're going to be talking about different styles of art. What type of art styles and types of art do we know and love? I like anime and manga art.
Right.
Comics. The style that Sarah does, because it's awesome. Later on you'll see a picture of the commission she did with me, and when we get to that point. But that's my favorite. What's y'all's?
I like comics, the traditional Marvel type stuff, anime, of course. But I mean, just I like fantasy type stuff and fan art. People who've taken their favorite characters, and I mean, I've got tons of stuff in my room. My whole house is filled with artwork that I picked up from conventions with artists who just really went above and beyond on their interpretations of characters. It's pretty impressive.
Yeah, fan art has become super popular. I was actually quite surprised because that's actually where I kind of built a little bit of my audience, actually, was through fan art. Right. Like, I was sitting there thinking, man, I make all these great paintings, but no one seems really, like, super, super interested in them yet, because I don't have much of a base. So I started drawing fan arts of various YouTubers, Jacksepticeye, Markiplier, all those various YouTubers and everything. And as soon as I started doing that, like on Tumblr, it started exploding. Like people started, reposting it and things like that, until eventually, after posting so many fan arts, the actual YouTubers themselves, Jacksepticeye, Markiplier, Lord Minion 777, and Moiskirms, that's Bob and Wade, but all of them have started to like repost my artwork and stuff like that. And like within a matter of a second of them reposting it, my phone will explode with notifications, and it just mind blows me every time. I'm like, oh my god, I'm famous! No, I'm not. No, it's like, it'll bring me to tears because it's just like I'm such a fan myself. So like to just know that I'm making artwork about something that I really enjoy, and having the person that I really enjoy watching reciprocate that, like it's so freaking cool. Like I get giddy every time.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, how about you, Vanquish and Shiv?
I'm kind of in the same boat in a way, really. Not to sound repetitive, but I've been helping out a lot with social media for a convention that we're actually working to put on next year. So part of that job is I'm having to actually go out to a lot of conventions, pay attention to what other conventions are doing, seeing some things, and I've just been overwhelmed by all the really cool art that I've seen that when I've been there. So it's just being surrounded by all that stuff. It's like, wow, this is really cool.
You never need an art vendor,
Well, what are you doing next year in October? Can you come to Mobile?
I don't mind at all.
Hey, I've been telling you about this, and you're like, oh, I'll see us.
It was like next November or whatever, or next year. I can plan for next year. Shoot, I just don't know what's going to happen tomorrow.
I'm with you.
I'll gladly send you information. I'll send you some information later about that.
Right.
Yeah. You see, my wife, she's a photographer, so I help her a lot in Photoshop, touching up pictures and all that stuff. But one thing I've personally have never really been good at or get a good grasp of is then just the illustrative side of that, actual drawing side. I have just never gotten myself quite that skill set. I want it though. I keep filling with it because I have the whole Adobe package. I always want to play with those kind of things, and it's like
it takes practice. It really does. My first drawings, like you wouldn't believe that it was my artwork if I showed you like the very first sketches that I ever did on a tablet. Like to be able to take a stylus and not look down at your hands when you're drawing, but look up at a screen instead. Like that entire concept, it flips your brain, and you have to learn how to become malleable in both. I will literally be drawing in paper and pencil, and I'll sit there and go to click Command Z to try and backspace and like go back a step. And I'm like, wait, I can't do that.
Yeah,
this is the
that didn't work.
It takes a lot of practice. It really does. It took me maybe about 2 years to get a real full grasp of how to do illustrations in Photoshop to be able to make them look like realistic paintings, learning how to make brushes, how to hold the stylus properly, things like that,
Sure.
It's like any other skill. You got to practice at it. It's not like, even the naturally gifted people, it's all about practice.
It's all about practice.
And the creativity that some of these artists come up with is insane.
It really is.
How did you think of that? What made you think to put these two things together? Because it's awesome.
Right. Right. Yeah.
Okay. Well, this looks like we lost Window for a few minutes. Hopefully we'll get him back, but we'll continue on the show.
Who needs him?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, and the next area is original versus fan art. Which is to yourself, which do you all prefer?
I mean, I like my own artwork.
Sure.
You know, it's varied. You know, both have their pros, both have their cons. You know,
Yeah.
it's all dependent on who the artist is, their skill level, that sort of thing. I feel like fan art is a really good thing because for an artist, it's one of those things where it's really good practice. You know, yeah, I sit here and I can draw the same character over and over again and get bored with it, but like to have something refresh that I didn't have to come up with on my own and just be able to apply that idea that's already existent and make it my own from there, it's a good little practice tool to be able to build myself as an artist. And it ends up making my actual original work that much better and that much stronger. So
Right.
the only real cons I could ever see is, you know, when people do the plagiarizing effect, which is where they'll take someone else's idea and then just sell it as their own. You know, that's where I draw the line and say, no, that's wrong. You know, it'd be different if I was trying to sell pictures of Markiplier or Jacksepticeye, you know, that sort of thing. But the fact that I'm just sharing it because it's fun and I like it and I really think it makes people happy, that's what I'm happy for. You know, I wouldn't ever try to make a profit off of fan art, you know?
Right. Well, when I say fan art, I mean I go more like someone will take Mass Effect characters and reimagine them. So I mean, it's all original work, but it's based on pre-existing IPs.
Yeah, like a alternate universe kind of thing, where it's like, what would happen if you know, Harry Potter lived in modern day, that sort of thing.
Sure.
Like, absolutely. I think that is so much fun. And it really shows, you know, the talent behind the artist to come up with these different ideas of an already existing idea. You know, that's how a lot of art is created, really. You have Da Vinci who made Mona Lisa, you know, and then you have selfies today. So, you know, it's the same concept, just it's progressed, you know.
Well, yeah, I know a lot of... I'm sorry.
Oh, it's okay. No, that's just how people build and make new art, is to go back and revisit old ideas. That's how you build new ideas.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, one of my favorites I've seen recently is off of the game Overwatch. They've taken a lot of the characters from that, pulled them out, and just put them in the real world, or you know, something funny like that. And
a college universe of it, where it's like characters are in college, and so you got like the hippie, the, you know, the cool kid, the jock, kind of. Absolutely, it's so fun.
Zenyatta'd be the stoner.
Well,
justice reigns from above.
Since you mentioned it, okay, since you mentioned it, sharing your work and the copywriting and plagiarism, how does all of that work? Since we're talking about that,
there are so many hoops to jump through. It is a complex thing, and a lot of artists really get beaten up over it. When you create original artwork, if you decide to share that original artwork online in any form, you have to be prepared to lose it, pretty much. You know, you never know who's going to go on there, snap a fake picture of it, and try to sell it as a print. That's just how things work. People are constantly stealing artists' artwork. So the best precautions, you know, of course, signing every piece, making sure your signature is in there, imprinted in any way, shape, or form, so that it's difficult for them to, A, find it, and B, Photoshop it out, because that's what most people tend to do. I myself, I make sure that things are low enough resolution when I share it on my website, for example, so that way when people try to take it off my website, there's no way they could get a good print of it. It'll come out like that small, you know, when it's actually printed. So it's stuff that I had to learn in college to be able to protect myself as an artist. I only ever share stuff that I'm willing to lose. If I, you know, I wouldn't sit there and post a super high-res picture of one of my paintings because I know it would be gone the next day, you know? So it's like, for all these younger artists who come in, don't even know to sign their own artwork, and they just post stuff, and then people just grab it like that, high resolution, and start selling it, it's cruddy. It really does suck. And I just hope that, you know, I'm probably actually going to make an actual vlog episode about it on my channel, describing what all has gone, because I've actually had my artwork stolen before. Back when I was in high school. I had just made this little sketch of an anime character. You know, I was kind of starting out, didn't really have my signature on it very well. and I had posted it on DeviantArt. Well, a few months later, I all of a sudden get a notification from an admin on DeviantArt saying, "We think someone may have stolen your picture," and they linked me to the channel that had stolen it. And it was just some teenage girl who said, like, "Oh, this is my character, yada, yada, yada." So I took a picture holding the original up, and I sent it to the admin. I was like, "Get her out of here." And her entire account gone.
Banhammer.
Demolished, like, absolutely gone, so.
Well, that's one of the good thing about DeviantArt. If you steal something and they notice it, you notice it and you can prove it,
I'm kind of surprised. That's pretty cool.
Off.
Oh, yeah, no, I was so impressed with how they handled that. And it wasn't just the fact that they deleted that one picture. They demolished her entire account. Like, it was so heartwarming to know that DeviantArt would actually look over someone like that. Nowadays, I just got back another DeviantArt account for myself, just to have it, and I'll post only the fan arts on there. So, again, it's something I'm willing to lose if ever happened. But, hopefully people just come in to enjoy the artwork. I save all my professional works for my actual website where I have coding on there that prevents people from really, like, copy-pasting, things like that, so.
And we recently improved for you.
Y'all saved my butt. You did.
Like I said, no, they can't do that. I'm like, we just did that. Just to test it out.
Yeah. No, I was quite shocked. I had no idea that on Chrome you could just click a picture and drag it onto your desktop and it would save it on your desktop. And so my website was not immune to that yet. So Scott and everyone, they all helped me out and got me the codes and everything to be able to actually protect it from that specific program. So now my artwork should be, for the most part, as safe as it can get, hopefully.
Sure. Yeah,
that's even not a challenge, people. Don't try.
Exactly.
Yeah. Oh, I can press button. I dare you to try it.
Dare to get drop kick.
You can be deleting GoldenEye. With your legs.
Just the window.
Okay. Any other questions about this area before we head on, guys?
Let's see. Where's my notes? Let me put my notes.
Oh
yeah, I'm back.
He's been back for a little bit.
But we can't tell because all we see in Skype is your smiling face.
Well, I should hope you see them. There should be two of me. There should be like
yes,
two
of you. There are.
There's two.
We're joking around with you.
Oh, okay, yeah, sorry.
Pancakes.
All right, yeah, actually, I don't have anything right now. I'm just looking at the notes. Are we gonna just jump topics then, or are we?
Well, just one question I want to ask is back in topic 1. What do y'all think about what Google's doing? They're creating an AI to create works of art. It's called the Google Magenta Project.
I think I've seen that. Isn't that where it's like they just take like a mass of people's searches and the AI kind of combines it into one singular image and it like ends up really, really trippy looking? Is that what you're talking about?
I think, but also create original art too.
Right. Yeah, no, it's a really interesting program. I don't know how I feel about it because I don't know much about it, so I can't really say whether I like it or not. I think it's interesting to let a computer make its own artwork. I think that'd be pretty cool to see, what it comes up with. But for the most part, I don't think it'll take any artist's job or anything, so I'm not really too worried.
Yeah,
I don't know.
I feel the same way.
Although I wouldn't mind if they open it up. Do you guys remember the? I think Microsoft had the. I think it was Microsoft. They had the chat person where the internet trolled the chat AI and got to start issuing racial slurs and stuff like that.
Within 24 hours, she was just It was a Twitter bot. And
I don't.
24 hours, it was she was a racist, Hitler-loving person. It was pretty sad.
Yeah, pretty much. I would almost kind of want to open up this AI art maker to something like Twitter, because I'd actually
You know, it's
really
going to be nothing but dick pics if they ever do it. For everything that gets shown up, it's going to be nothing but, like, boobs and dicks all over the place.
I take that back. I guess, yeah, the internet would take care of that. My bad.
It's going to backfire real quick, and I'm going to have my job back. Don't you worry.
Yeah. Yeah, 4chan will get involved and destroy it.
Oh, God. Reddit.
Okay. Let's get to our last, our spotlight moment. The spotlight is now on you, Sarah. All the questions are going to be directed towards you from us.
You mean like they haven't been for the past half hour?
Right.
Yeah,
Well,
exactly.
Like, oh,
more.
so something different.
But no,
okay.
Now we're going to put like a time limit on it. You've got like 30 seconds.
We're losing window again.
Yeah, you're really breaking up on us, Wendell.
Where are you on vacation at? The Appalachian Mountains?
Someone speak for him. Save him. He's drowning.
Actually, this is the part of the show where you get to basically pimp yourself. Tell us all about it. Tell us what where we can find your artwork. Tell us what we can do to get to know you about it.
Yeah,
Cool.
let's start. Yeah, go ahead.
Plug in myself. All right, great.
Yeah.
So basically, if you ever need to find me, my biggest thing right now that I'm working on is, of course, my vlogging channel. I would like to build up my subscriber base so that I can do more cool things with my YouTube channel. It's basically youtube.com/Sarah Lynn Art or user/Sarah Lynn Art. I have my own website. It's sarahlynnart.com. Pretty much if you search Sarah Lynn Art anywhere, it's going to pop me up. But I have my Twitter account. I have Tumblr. I have Instagram. All those works. It's a lot of fun keeping up with all the different various social medias because I have a different group base on each one who seems to follow along with my work. So it's pretty cool to see all the different kind of people that I can reach out to, basically. But yeah, no, pretty much straightforward. Just I'm there.
So how often do you get to crank out some stuff on YouTube?
I'm right now because I had an art show come up. I had quite a few different events. I went to Florida, which I actually posted a vlog about because of all those various events, as well as, you know, being a working artist. It was a little difficult to kind of get, you know, a consistent basis, but I'm hoping from now on to produce something bi-weekly, and then as I see it picks up, I'll produce something weekly, and then eventually if I can get to daily posts, that'd be pretty cool, but it takes a little bit of time to build that up and get what it is that I'm wanting to make, you know, created.
I have a question. Oh, Wendell, do you have one?
Well, no. Go ahead first. You go first.
Sorry, guys. I keep on interrupting people.
You do. Shame.
Shame! Where's the shame
bell? We'll hit
bell?
you with the shame stick. Don't worry. We've got a shame stick.
Okay. Okay. I remember.
So much more interesting.
Okay. First question is, I remember you was telling me about reading on your Facebook page about when you was back in high school. I'll let you tell the story from the beginning.
Okay. Back when I was in high school, I went through a lot of personal turmoil, as most teenagers do. I dealt a lot with bullying, you know, from peers and stuff because I was always the weird little outcast artist. I was very, very quiet and to myself. I tried not to pick any fights with anybody. I'm a very pacifistic person when I'm not leg pressing 500 pounds. But when I was in high school, you know, I got picked on for my size because I liked making art. They thought I was geeky, you know, all that typical mumbo jumbo. And I had this one teacher who was an art teacher who, for the entire time that I was in her course, you know, put me on the verge of failure because she would either tell me, you know, oh, you're making cartoons, that's so childish, you're not ever going to be a good artist, you know, you didn't follow the rules, you thought outside the box, that's not good, you know, this is crap, this is trash, you know, she just fully shut me down as an artist and pretty much broke me that year. It was really, really depressing. I didn't want to create afterwards. I dealt a lot with, you know, attempted suicide, things like that. And so ever since that moment, I had decided to really, focus on myself as a person to try and help prevent others from ever experiencing that, because it's hell for an artist to go through. We get all our creative, sources from various places. I always get mine from other people's feedback. And so for other artists who I know, who have actually dealt with that same teacher who, they quit art entirely, and for me to kind of go back into art and make it my passion and my career, it kind of was like a slap on the face for her, because it's like I proved her wrong, and I built my entire career off of proving people wrong. When I was told I couldn't be an artist because it wouldn't be a substantial job, I proved them wrong, and now I have my own freelance business, And so it kind of goes to say, you go through really bad experiences, but as long as you keep on pushing through it and building yourself back up, you really will get through it. And it's not the end, for someone else to tell you wrong. And being a YouTuber also, I watch other YouTubers daily, and to see the feedback that they get, both good and negative, you have to be prepared for negative critique. It's going to happen. There's no way to avoid it. You can either ignore it entirely and just keep doing you, or, you can take in some of the good critiquing, because there's a difference between just telling someone they suck and telling them they suck for this reason,
Yeah.
So there's a difference. Right. And so, it just goes to show, I'm kind of living proof that, she was wrong. I am a good artist. I like to think that I'm pretty skilled. I spent most of my life, if not all of my life, with a pencil in my hand ready to draw something. Even if your parents tell you you're not a good artist, keep doing it anyways, because no one has control over your life except for you. So that was kind of what my whole spiel was on Facebook.
No, that's fantastic.
Did you ever go back to the teacher and go, yeah?
Yeah.
She lives in Florida, and I don't ever want to see her again. But anyone who went to my high school who's watching this right now, they know exactly who I'm talking about.
Hey, at least now, I don't know if you know this, but there's actually some high school art schools that is actually opened up near where you are, near Nashville. I think it's in Franklin, if I remember correctly. And I know there's some people actually going there, and they encourage people a lot. It's hard to get into that school, too. I hear it's 200 people a year.
Yeah, I got really lucky. Getting into college and everything, it was a complete 180. Like, I didn't have any of that negativity, because we're all in the same boat. We're all creatives. And it was really enlightening, because I grew up thinking I was a failure, and when I got to college, it turns out, no, I was actually really super perfectionistic, and, what I thought I was doing really bad at, turns out I was, like, on above level, as an artist goes, So it goes to show that everyone's going to have a different opinion of you. It's the opinion you have of yourself that matters.
Definitely.
Oh, yeah.
Power of positive thinking.
Precisely.
Hey, why don't we show some of your art? Wendell, can you put some of that on the screen for us? Or do we have Wendell?
Don't think we have Wendell.
No.
Wait.
Wendell, come back!
Come back, Wendell!
Wendell!
Come into the light! Okay, while we wait for him to come back, anyone else?
You mentioned internet criticism. That some of that stuff these days can be pretty brutal. People get that whole I'm hiding behind my computer, so I'm just gonna insult the living hell out of somebody because of it. Because what are they gonna do to me? I'm hiding here,
Precisely.
hundreds of miles away. So it's some of that stuff's pretty.
Oh, there's
nuts.
my pieces.
Oh, hey, look.
Oh, we got some stuff on screen. That's picture of you, if I remember.
That's actually the main character to a cartoon series I'm working on. I'm in the process of creating a series that hopefully, fingers crossed, will be heading towards Nickelodeon Studios. So hopefully in the next couple years, we'll see. Maybe I'll have my own cartoon.
That's awesome.
Looking forward to seeing that.
Awesome.
Okay, next.
No, I definitely want to see that. I get. Can you guys actually hear me or no?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay. I'm like,
Good.
I'm here. I'm like, everybody's here. Like, I think you disappeared. I'm like, no, I'm here. I swear.
sorry, what was
Okay,
what you were saying, though? You were on a roll, and I kind of cut you off because of the picture coming up. What was that again?
Was it me or?
I don't know.
Vanquish.
I think it was Vanquish.
No, I was just talking about how brutal some of the internet criticism is, from the keyboard warriors out there talking trash because they're hiding.
Yeah.
That's all. I was just bringing up a point about how brutal that stuff is.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay,
that's one of my favorite pieces, just because Jacksepticeye and Markiplier. I actually took that picture, and when Markiplier hit 13 million subscribers on YouTube, I kind of just cropped it to his face only, and put like congratulations on 13 million, and that was the one that he actually noticed on Tumblr, and that was by far one of the biggest explosions on my phone. It was quite
awesome.
crazy. Like, he's got quite the fan base.
All right. The next one I'm going to put up is the Tennessee, I think it's Tennessee Spring.
Yep. That's my 3-month-long oil painting.
Okay, so this is a physical painting.
Yes, this is actually a physical painting. I had my photographer friend actually, do a really good photo shoot of it. So I have a high-resolution, file of it if I ever want to get printing done. But no, that painting is all done in oil, and it's on wooden plank board. And that painting in particular took about 3 months to finish because oil paint dries really, really slow. So if I ever had to do a layer, I had to wait a couple days for it to dry, and then I would do the next layer on top of it.
Oh, wow.
It's definitely a work of patience. That is the longest I have ever spent on a painting.
How
many? It's about $2,500.
How many pieces do you work on at the same time?
Ooh, it kind of comes and goes. For digital pieces, I could have multiple digital pieces going on all at once. Like right now, I'm working on a commission. I have 2 commissions I'm working on digitally, and then I have my own, personal stuff that I'm just drawing for the sake of drawing it. Those I switch out regularly. But as far as a traditional piece, usually it's a process. Like, I'll do thumbnail sketches, which is just really fast idea concepting. Then I'll refine one or 2 ideas, and then I'll take that and refine it, and then finally I get that final piece done. So usually when it comes to traditional work like this, it's a specific set that I do it all in one sitting, so.
All right.
Mm-hmm.
Now,
okay, next one.
This next one I'm putting up is, if it shows up,
you're so pushing.
Disappeared.
The same one.
Oh, this is sweet. Someone, M Pike 898 says Sarah is a work of art in and of herself. Oh, bless. They don't know me well, do they?
All right.
Which one of you guys paid him?
Okay, quick question. Guessing the 2 commissions you're working on, this one is mine.
Ooh.
Yes.
Now, this one I'm calling Balance Man. I don't know what the actual name of it is, but...
It doesn't really have a name because it's a conceptive piece, actually. It just turned out really good, so I use it as a finalized art piece. I'm working on a coloring book, one of those adult coloring books, and this is one of the pages for it. And basically the concept behind this coloring book is it's all about yoga, because I myself enjoy yoga. I think it's a very healthy practice for people to kind of regain their body and their oneness with themselves. And so I figured, kill 2 birds with 1 stone, teach people about yoga, and let them meditate by actually painting in, their own lines. So my friend Erin, who is a super awesome and talented kung fu expert, yoga expert, musician, should I keep going on? He actually did all the posing for these different images that I will be creating, and that's actually him in this image here. He's super talented. He goes by Fervent Dreams as a musician. He's actually just finished up an album that should be coming out very shortly, so I'm super excited for him for that.
Nice.
And he's helping me co-write the cartoon series for Nickelodeon, so.
Now, is this...
He does everything.
It's going to be like an action...
I'm sorry, what was that?
We're losing you again, Wendell.
So is this going to be like a full motion cartoon?
Full motion cartoon, I think that's what he said.
it's hopefully, it takes a lot of inspiration off of Legend of Korra, Avatar: The Last Airbender, that sort of style and feel and genre of audience even. You know, that's kind of what my cartoon is going to take, though of course my cartoon is a completely different idea. It's very similar audience-wise and style-wise, you know, because my style is actually fairly similar to what, you know, those creators have done. So it'd be really cool if I could actually meet up with those creatives who worked on that series and have them produce my work. That'd be pretty awesome, but that's hopeful dreaming. Fingers crossed.
Hey, Vanquish is someone maybe we should tell Still about, I guess. Hey, people are asking for it now. Now our guest is asking for it, so she wants to keep the best on. So.
There you go.
Okay, what's the next one we got? We lost Wendell again. Well, he has one. I think we have one more photo, but while we're waiting for Wendell to return, anyone else have any questions for Sarah?
No, I think I'm good to go.
Yeah, I think we
Well, I see how it is. I'll just leave then.
Okay, let's see if I can create one.
Actually, I do have a question. You'd mentioned coming up with prices for consultation or for your commissions. How long did it take you to get that skill down so you didn't feel like you were either screwing yourself or screwing your customers?
It's a heavy balance. It really is. It definitely took a couple years for me to get the grasp of it because artists always want to undersell their work. Does not matter how great it is or anything. Like when I first created the Tennessee Spring, which is the field painting that I did that took 3 months, I immediately wanted to like say, oh, maybe a couple $100. But then like when I saw the reaction it was getting, like, holy crap, you spent 3 months on that? How is it only $200? Blah, blah, blah. So I was like, well, maybe it's worth a little more, you know? So it's like a lot of artists always tend to undersell themselves. So it takes a lot of discipline. So the way I kind of do it is I'll do it based off of an hourly pay. I'll do it if I had a regular day-to-day job, you know, that isn't in the art fields, and I spent so many hours at this job, how much is my time worth there, you know? So it's the same concept as creating an art piece. Doesn't matter, you know, it can fluctuate depending on how difficult the piece is, of course. You know, that painting being so expensive because it took so much detail and so much time versus just a fan art, which that should only cost, you know, a couple, you know, at most $50-$60, you know, because it took no time at all. You know, right. It's a balancing act. So my suggestion for most artists is to do it based off of hourly pay. If you have a degree, your pay goes up, right? So when I got my degree, I said, all right, this is my standard price. Depending on each client, I'll adjust to whatever their needs are. If I see, you know, maybe they truly heartfully want this artwork, but they just can't handle that price, I can either break the price down for them, or I can do it in segments of payments to help make my clients happy. Because, you know, part of it, yes, I'm an artist. I want to sell my work. I want to make my money. But the other part of the reason why I became an artist was simply to make people happy, because that's what my entire genre and my entire life has been about, is trying to make things happy. So, you know, it comes and goes. It's just kind of dependent on the artist, their skill level, and how they see their work, really.
Okay. Okay. Looks like we got Wendell back. Welcome back.
Yep.
Welcome
yep.
Back,
my kingdom for a cellular hotspot.
Hey, what?
No, I was going to say that was a really good question, because my wife actually has the same problem with her photography. You know, she's all the time asking me, so how much should I charge these guys? Like, I don't know.
Right.
Figure that out. So
yeah, you have to write out rules for yourself, because most people will sit there and, you know, they'll try and take advantage. They'll be like, okay, I'll get this for this price, but then I'll make a whole bunch of changes to it afterwards. No, you know, my rules are pretty much, once we get to that final stage, any changes after that cost extra. I'm not going to sit here and keep redrawing the same thing a million times for one payment, you know?
Oh, yeah, I remember you telling me over and over again, okay, we're at final stage now, nothing else. I'm like, hey, I'm happy with it so far, so I'm not going to
Speaking of that, let me put it up on the screen for you, because that's the last picture I have that I was sent to put up. So let me put that up on the screen for everybody. There we go. It's up there. This is the dragon.
Yeah. Okay. My screen just reloaded. So, you know more about it. So.
Yeah.
my screen just went blank on the internet. So.
It's all right. So this was a commission piece, of course, by yours truly, and it was a really fun project. It took some time to do because, of course, I had the art show going on, so I was really packed with that. But thankfully, having a patient client helps. But basically, it took quite a bit of concepting. I went through an entire process where I'd sketch out, rough ideas. I would send it back to the client. He decides, hey, I kind of want to see this change. I want to see this outfit look like this, base it off of this character, and then from there on we would move until finally we had the final piece, and it turned out pretty awesome. I was pretty proud of it.
Yeah, I was flabbergasted when I got it. So, you did mention some stuff about commissions. How do you, other than, let's see here, I went totally blank. I love my mind right now.
Brain fart.
Like you said, just depending on the detailing and all that, how much time, because I remember you telling me how many characters, like 2 cost a little bit more versus the 1 character because different designing and everything. So, what was the hardest commission you know of right now that you have done? Hopefully not mine.
Honestly, no. It actually wasn't yours. It's anything that involves graphic design. Like, I think it would have to be my first commission. And my first commission was for a friend. And he had me design this logo for him. And I don't know where the miscommunication was. I was kind of new, so I kind of underpriced myself. I didn't know what I was doing, really. And I'm not much of a graphic designer. I can make logos. It is fun for me. But I'm more of a creative logo maker versus, you have to know what you want and tell me what you want in order for me to make a logo or something like that. And we just kind of didn't know what we wanted, so it was a little rough. It was that job that made me instill the rule of, after the final, I'm not doing any more edits unless you pay me more. So every project is a learning project. Everything teaches you how to do time management better as an artist. Every commission that comes in, you learn something new with it, I'm
sure.
And for example, have to play with mischief or learn new technologies and
right.
Stuff like
so
that.
With your project, that was the first project that I had ever done that utilized Mischief's technology of the infinite canvas, and it turned out beautifully. So it was a learning process, and now I'm comfortable in that program to where I can utilize it for much quicker access for my clients and things like that. So
awesome,
super handy.
Awesome. I just lost my train of thought. It happens.
We're all having brain farts today.
2 in 1 row. Let's go.
Well, no, it's like I've been in and out so much. It's been kind of hard to keep track of some of this.
That room, man. Close your eyes or something.
Oh my goodness. Any more questions that we have for her or anything like that, guys? Any questions from the artists? From the audience? Even if it's your mom, come on.
My mom's watching. I see how it is, Mom. I see how it is.
Apparently, wait. Are we paying M Pike? Because apparently I'm a professional magician. So I think we might be paying them.
So I think he's a little off kilter here. So you're definitely not professional. No, I'm just kidding.
Oh, damn! Really?
Okay. One last. Of all the artwork you had done, what was one of your favorite ones that you had done, originally or commission-wise? It could be.
Oh man, which one of my artworks is my favorite? Oh,
current favorite.
On the spot.
Can't pick one. The only thing I can think of is the Tennessee Spring, but that's just because I spent 3 months staring at that stupid thing.
that's a good reason for it to be your favorite. That's an
Right?
acceptable, right?
Like, I literally felt like I carried a child for 3 months.
Yeah.
It was so bad.
Well,
It's like, get this thing out of me.
get out! Now, actually, I do have one. For somebody that, because especially back in high school, you had a teacher that was actually very negative, and hurt you. Either they hurt you a lot, or maybe they encourage you to be better a better artist later on. I mean, maybe both at the same time. But what kind of advice can you give for any artist out there, or anybody out there that wants to do something like this?
To stay creative. That's my entire motto for everything that I stand for. My website has it plastered across it. Every post that I make, I always end it with the word "stay creative." Do not ever lose sight of what you're doing, because plenty of people will talk you down. Plenty of people will talk you up. It's a matter of who you decide to listen to, and the biggest voice you should listen to is your own, because most likely when you have a gut instinct about how your work is turning out or with what you're expecting of yourself, that gut instinct is usually correct. You know, it took me the longest time to be, I had bought the camera, I got the lighting, I got everything all ready for making these vlogs out on my YouTube channel. But it took me months before I would actually sit down and film myself, because I was so anxious about my own persona online. You know, I'm like, man, what do I want to tell these people? What do I want to see? So finally, I just sat down and I was like, all right, I'm having a hard time doing this. You know, I just want to make people happy. This is what I'm here for. This is what I want to do, you know? And so, you know, you have to listen to your own gut and say, you know, build courage up to just make those leaps, you know, take a chance on something if you have to. You know, it's when you take those chances and don't say no to something that usually you'll end up with a much better prospect as far as getting your artwork out there and getting your name out there. And to those who just want to make art for themselves, that's great too. You know, do it for yourself, because that's a super, super important thing is, you know, you don't ever want to get caught up in just making other people's ideas. I had forgotten that for the longest time. In college, I was trained to listen to a client and tell and reciprocate what they need as an artist. So to finally just sit back and think, man, I need to make something for myself now, you know, versus something for a client, because when I don't have clients, what am I going to make, you know? So I built myself back by making my own work for myself, and that's what's become the most popular, is the stuff I make just for fun, you know?
Well, I don't know if you're watching the Twitch channel. White Topaz one says, wow, this is advice I needed to listen to.
Aw, you're welcome, White Topaz. Woo, shout out. That's awesome. That's cool. I feel glad to know that people are listening and hearing the things that I need to say. So that's awesome.
All right. Now, do you have any... Now, obviously, you know, with normal art, you've got your canvases, you've got your paintbrushes and stuff like that. But as far as going more into the digital art, because of course, let's face it, we're geeks and nerds, and we like our technology. Do you have any tips on any kind of product, what they should use to get started doing digital art?
Like I said, that Mischief program is freaking phenomenal. You can get Photoshop for free. The earlier editions of Photoshop, you can go and download them right now straight from Adobe, no cost. Those are excellent sources to get yourself started as a digital artist. As far as traditionally, you know, you don't have to go expensive to make good art, really. You know, yeah, I have Prismacolor pencils and markers and all this stuff, and they cost hundreds of dollars per marker, you know. But in the end, it's the stuff that I just make with the regular Crayola pencils that, you know, work just as fine and just as colorful.
There you
know?
go.
Sure, the more expensive stuff might be able to do more, but that doesn't make your artwork any different. You know, it's what you create out of it that makes something sellable. It's the heart you put behind the art that makes it worth it. But yeah, no. Mischief is an excellent program. It does not cost too much. I believe I paid only about $20 to $25 for it, and it's an infinite program. It's a single canvas that can span inwards or outwards as far as you'd like. So, you know, it's really, really handy.
Into expose your computer.
What about the now? Do you recommend them picking up something like a Wacom tablet or something like that?
Yes, I would. For mind you, I have seen digital artists who work using a mouse, and that kind of crazes me out because I'm like, holy crap, I can't even use a trackpad right. Like,
I hear you there.
Second, you keep steady aiming Overwatch. There's no way I could do our work.
I control everything with my pen. But no, I have just a simple. I actually have it right here. I can show you. Just the standard, creative, medium-sized bamboo tablet works just fine. All the digital work that you see, I've had this thing for years. All the digital work that you see on my website is literally just straight from that tablet. So it's very handy, and it was not expensive. It was only maybe, I think, $50 when I got it, $60, something like that. So you don't have to go get the crazy $1,000 Cintiq tablet with a touch screen to be able to make good art. Simple as that.
Now,
No,
now, M. Pike put up an image here, and he wants to know how you can improve upon it. Let me put it up onto the stream here real quick. Where's OBS? Let me pull this in here onto the screen real quick. Need some advice on how to improve upon this. So,
oh my goodness, fine.
Best advice I can say to improve is to keep practicing. Maybe go to art college. Get a 4-year degree.
Well, look at that. He might
illustration, and you might be at my level.
Yes. Now, M. Pike needs to know how he can improve upon his beautiful.
Very nicely done.
Oh my!
It took him a week, he said.
I don't know. That's some skill level that's just beyond me. No, it does take some practice. It really does to even to make the simplest cartoons. The easiest way I can put it is learn to do realism as much as you can. Study real anatomy, real objects around you, and draw what you see. That's the quickest way to learn how to make good cartoons. I had to learn how to draw a human form from the inside out, from bone to muscle to skin, before I could be able to draw little cartoon figures. That's why my style isn't really anime or anything, because the anime style is so warped, and it's a stylistic reasoning. But to me, I'm so used to drawing real human figures that my characters develop based off of that. So it takes a little practice. Oh, good question. Crafty8900. Hey, what is the best main colors of paint to have that you can mix to create more colors? Anything primary. You have red, blue, and yellow, just the standard colors. You can make pretty much every color under the rainbow using those 3 colors. That's how all colors are created, including green, purple, and orange. So it's just kind of the basis for everything. So a little fun fact about the color wheel here. Since we're on the talk of colors, if you have a color wheel, the colors on opposite side of the wheel are called complementary colors. And so when you mix those two, you usually get kind of a muddy brown. So if you ever need to make brown even, just mix two opposite colors and you've got that color. Fun fact.
Fun. Okay, let's see here. Any more questions from the... Oh, Impike says Sarah's is much better, though.
I think my God, this is getting bad because we had a stick figure up there forever.
I gotta get back to my computer.
Right.
Okay, well, maybe we should go in and end this because we have been going in about an hour and a half now. So, before we end, let's talk about our main sponsor, since no one else has the shirt on. Luckily, I have the shirt right here. Our main sponsor is... I don't own a shirt. QuestCon.
Woo!
Which will be in... Let's see. October
it's on
20th.
October 20th through 22nd next year in Mobile, Alabama, at the big, giant Mobile Convention Center there. It's going to be... pretty awesome show there. It's not so much your typical everyday dog and pony show that a lot of conventions these days are. It will be quite the adventure. We'll have all all kinds of activities on the floor. We'll have a zombie experience where you go around and shoot zombies. We've got all kinds of stuff like that. We have a one of those escape rooms so far. This is early on too, so we're going to have all kinds of things.
Cosplay collected people. Multiple cosplay groups are coming. We got Gigi Edgley from Farscape will be there. We got Paul Amos. Is that right?
Paul Amos, yep.
Yes, Paul Amos from Assassin's Creed Syndicate, the main character there. We have
one of the latest ones was Jodelle Furland, who was the little girl from the picture from Silent Hill. The one that had the mouth there. Yeah.
Little sister in BioShock 2, and she was also in what she's starring in right now, Dark Matter.
Dark Matter is really cool. She was in Twilight too, actually.
We won't hold that
we're on the talk of cons.
Yeah.
Conventions.
Yes, she was.
There's also Robert Schraub. He'll be there. One of the story people from Dungeons and Dragons. So.
Yeah, he does a lot of cool stuff with that. So.
Since we're on the discussion of conventions and stuff, for anyone in the chat or anyone who's listening, I will be at Fandom Fest coming up at the end of this month, hopefully to see Bob and Wade. That's Lord Minion 777 and Moiskerm. I'm super big fans of them, so I'm super excited to possibly meet them. I'm going to be dressed up as Markiplier, so if anyone wants to come find me, I perfected his laugh just for this.
Do it. Come on.
Yeah.
Nice.
I will be dressed up as some form of Markiplier, and it'll be fun. So feel free to come join me.
Hey, you should come out. Guys, GMX is nearby too, where you live. So you come out there in October.
I actually plan to. I'm hopefully, if things go well and things go according to plan, I'm in contact with the people who run GMX. So hopefully, I will actually have a booth there to sell some art.
Nice.
Oh. Hey, I know several staff members head up this house.
Speaking of ideas, especially for QuestCon, which is coming up in a year, maybe it'd be nice to have a booth, and maybe you can bring some of your equipment and start doing some art right there on the floor.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I don't mind at all. That'd be pretty fun. That's actually what I've been aiming to get into, is going to more conventions and stuff like that to help pass my name around. But I'd be more than happy to do live showings and stuff like that. It's a lot of fun when I get paint out there in person.
Hey, well, we know the staff people. Well, me, Vanquish, and Wendell are actually staff on that convention.
Woo! I'm with the right people then.
But like I said, I can send you the contact information of the people you need to talk to coming. So
come to the West Coast.
That's a little far.
Eventually.
Hey, are you paying?
Huh?
Pike?
Yeah, are you paying? Good Lord, it makes it sound like oh, what's the word? Not a hooker, but what's it called? I remember that.
Hey,
he said absolutely. Bless. Well, guess I'm going to California, guys.
Hey, contact her on our Facebook page. We have talked about it several times now, so.
All right. Well, I think that should probably call it right there. So I think we'll go ahead and roll it. I just want to thank Sarah Lynn. Thank you for coming on. Everybody that's watching, SarahLynnArt.com. You can find all her social media and everything like that there. And of course, the various conventions. Hopefully, she'll start doing more. Shiv, Zoe, and Vanquish, I want to thank you for coming on, and I want to thank everybody for watching.
Thank you so much for having me. It's been a lot of fun. This was really cool. And thanks to everyone watching. It was awesome.
Stay creative, San Diego.
Stay creative. That's my line.
All right. Have a good night, everyone.
Now, what you get in this